Okay, we're back and continuing our uh, blackjack TDD kata. We are now ready to create a to-do list for our tests. I'm going to create the to-do list in the same file as our test, so that way, as we go along, we can do it. So I just create a comment, a block comment, and I'll create my to-do up here. So I create my test just like I would, like if I were going to teach somebody how to play the game, I'm going to create a test like this. So I start simple and slowly add more complexity as we go along. So let's start with number cards. First of all, number cards will be represented by chars. So, cards will be represented by chars. So a 2, a deuce will also, when you evaluate it, it's worth the same amount of points as on the card. So 2 is 2. Likewise, 6 is 6. All right, there's a couple examples. I like to give a couple of them so that people know what's going on. Now, you can have multiple cards in a hand, like a 7 and an 8, which would be 15. All right, so if you have 2 cards, 7 and 8, you add them together, their points, and you get 15. Now, let's move on to more complicated things, like we'll use T to represent a 10. So 10s will be a value of 10. I'm doing a single character per card, which will make it easier to represent hands by a string of characters, right? So like up here, these are 2 different cards. All right, so 10, T is 10, Jack is also 10, so face cards are 10. And of course, you can have multiple face cards, which they add together. So that king and queen would be 20. All right, so we got the basics down. Now in blackjack, we have the aces are the weird thing. So an ace is worth 11. So they're the strange beast. Now the weird part about aces is when you have whenever a hand would evaluate to more than 21, then aces, you start converting them to 1 instead of 11. So for example, here's 2 aces. They're both worth 11, but 11 plus 11 is 22. And so that's greater than 21, it's too high. We would bust in blackjack. So we're allowed to convert any number of aces from 11 to 1. You usually do these one at a time to get under 21, just enough, because you want as high as a hand as possible. So you don't want to convert all your aces right away. You only convert them as you need to so that you're not over 21. So right now we're at 22, so we're going to take one of these aces and treat it as a 1 instead of 11. So this one's an 11, we can think of it that way, and this one is a 1, giving us 12. All right. Now, something else that's important is that we can keep converting aces until we have, we can keep doing that. So here I have 2 aces, as we know was 12. We've added a king now. So 12 plus 10 is 22 again. So once again, we've gone over 21. We've already converted 1 ace to a 1. So we can't convert it again, but we still have another ace that we haven't converted. So let's convert that one to a 1, and of course 10 plus 1 plus 1 is 12 again. All right, so that's kind of important to know. Now one more thing is, let's say we have an ace, a king, and then we had a queen. Well, we've already converted 2 aces, the 2 aces that we have, to 1s. They can't be converted again. It's like we can't subtract off more, so we're at the limit. So now this was 12, so we had 10 more. This is actually going to be 22. There's no, too bad, we bust. That's the way it is. Okay, so that is pretty much it for blackjack hand conversion, for the rules. So let's just, you'll notice I've been skipping lines at strange intervals. The reason is these are different concepts, and I like to categorize them when I can. So this is converting or evaluating number cards. This is multiple cards, because we've gone from 1 card to 2 now. This is tens, handles tens. This is tens too, but it's multiple cards of 10. I could move that up here. I'm seeing that this is the same kind of test. This one's for multiple cards, so is this. most likely if this works and this works, this is going to work. But I will go ahead and keep it around. I'm going to give it the same label though, which will help me remember that I probably have some duplication in tests, which I will get rid of course. And then these are about aces, all about the aces. That's a pretty good categorization. And generally my tests, I try to order them from easier to harder, or less complex to more complex examples. All right, I think that's it. I'm going to save this and I'm going to go ahead and commit that to my version control. So I'm still on my hand evaluation branch. Git add dot. Oh yeah, check our test. We shouldn't have violated the test because we've just been writing in comments. Git add dot git commit minus m. And this time, what are we doing? We just created our to-do list. So create to-do list. Done. All right, in my next video, we're going to go on to, we'll do our first round of tests. We'll start at the top and work our way down. That's all for now.